Every time we feel that there's this kind of energy that feels exhausting, that feels draining, we need to ask ourselves for what we are getting prepared, for what we are resting right now. Usually it's a sign that something big is coming and we need to be prepared. To anyone who's been feeling tired, maybe exhausted during these recent days, we have an upcoming full moon actually coming up tonight. I'm recording this on January 12th, and if you look into the sky, there's already a shiny full moon. It's coming in the zodiac sign of Cancer, and Cancer is this, it's a family sign, and the reason it's a family sign is because it calls the energy back into the center. So firstly, your center is your essence, society's center is family, and universe's center is source. So it's a sign that calls energy back into its core, so it can reflect, it can rejuvenate, and it can upgrade itself, which means that it can allow the old to die so the new can be born. And for that, it requires introspection. That's why many times during this kind of full moons, we feel invited into, like, spontaneously it happens that we have like deep conversations with our family members. We meet up with friends spontaneously, and we usually come up with, or it just happens spontaneously that we come across some new exciting information. Like, I don't know, your friend comes to you and says to you, hey, I will become a father, I will become a mother, something new is happening in my business, something exciting is happening there. These are the things that are happening usually around this kind of full moon. So it's a very exciting time, but it's also quite exhausting. So if you've been tired, if you've been feeling drained out, it's an invitation to rest. It's an invitation to rest because you are going through a very personal, very intimate upgrade. It's a renewal that is happening within you. Firstly, because your mind is renewing. All the information you've contained through the previous months, you're now like filtering them. What is serving you, what is not serving you. Part of it is happening unconsciously, and partially it's also happening consciously. That's why you've been maybe reflecting a lot. What kind of knowledge, what kind of information is really useful to you, and what you want to kind of put aside and label it as outdated or outgrown. Many of you are coming to the process of what we may call sometimes spiritual maturity, where you recognize that you've got yourself to the next level, where certain tools from the past don't work for you anymore. You don't need them anymore. Sometimes when it comes to the fields of what we call manifestation, in the past we would be visualizing something all like in the morning in the meditation, but then you come to the next level where you recognize that you don't need to visualize it so much. You just set an intention and you see how things in your life unfold, and then on the next level you just start living more intentionally, until on the next level all your actions become intentional and you become very aligned with the life's stream. So these are the upgrades that we're moving through. Those are very personal upgrades that are often related to how we approach reality and how we really choose to live our daily lives, and especially the aspects of our lives that we want to bring some more intention to it, some more consciousness to it, that we want to upgrade, like our habits, our expression, our family relationships, our jobs, professional lives, professional relationships, all of these things. And around this full moon, there's a lot of awareness around these fundamentals. So firstly, your personal health. Well, you feel maybe tired or maybe drained out even though you had enough of sleep, because this energy right now is calling you into rest. Just rest, allow your body to rejuvenate. I've been sleeping so much more these days. I've been resting a lot. and I still felt tired. I've noticed, okay, something changed. It started happening around 3 days ago. And this is usually the window where the energy of the full moon is the most potent. I've been feeling more tired, and I've noticed, well, I just need to rest. And it felt great. You just can't say anything else, right? It just feels great. So give yourself a rest. A vision that I've saw every time, I set an intention for a message or an insight, so then I can talk about it. A vision was a bird coming back into its nest, taking care of its eggs. And I think it's a beautiful explanation of the present energy, coming back into your home and taking care of your family, taking care firstly of yourself. You're the pillar of your family, right? If you're alone, take care of yourself and maybe reflect a bit on your vision. Like, this is a great time actually to think about your future goals for your family. For yourself, yes, and for your family. Is there something you want to, upgrade maybe? Do you want to deepen certain relationships? Is there something you would like to heal? Are there unresolved issues that you would like to deal with? Great time to think about that and to see what kind of new approach you will embody in those specific areas. Also, another thing that's very supported right now is ideas related to business. If you're into business, if you have your own company, or you're at the job where you would maybe like to change your job, or change a position at your job, or just maybe get a raise when it comes to your payment, your salary, it's a time where you can receive very insightful ideas that can be applied in these areas. So for those of you entrepreneurs, this is a great time to brainstorm a lot about how you want to upgrade your business, how you want to take it to the wanting level, and where it is truly taking you. Because sometimes it's like your mind wants something, but the soul of your business craves for something else. And therefore, many times you will feel like all the marketings that have been introduced to you don't fully resonate with you, because the soul of your business craves something else. And what the soul of your business craves is sometimes something maybe unconventional, or something so new that you just can't find people who can help you with that, which means that it needs more time. And if it needs more time, well, nurture it. Nurture it firstly by yourself, and then see how life will bring to you the right people, the right connections, and everything. But during the full moons like this, you can get many insights that will help you to gain clarity around what is the most necessary. So I had today a wonderful conversation with a good friend of mine, with whom we are brainstorming a lot about one incredible business idea. So with him we had like incredible family conversation today, some exciting news about his family, and then we got into this business conversation, and everything was like so unexpected because we met up for a completely different reason. But then when I came home, I've noticed, well, it's this full moon's energy that has everything, to do with families, with business, with stability, and with fluidity. Cancer is a water sign, so we have other energies as well, other planetary energies. But I usually like to speak more about how I sense energy than going into details of astrological positions of the planets and other influences. But moon is something that people relate the most because it's the most understandable. Just to make sense why I talk like this, because sometimes people say, why don't mention other planets and how other planets affect us? Because I want to touch more the energy than why it is the way it is, how we sense it and what to do with it. I could go into more specific videos but let me know what matters to you the most. To me, what matters the most is what we sense and how to use the energy that is available to us right now. Okay? So also restore what grounds you. This is another thing that is very timely right now. Restore what grounds you. So if you reflect in your life right now and notice what makes you the most grounded, you will notice that you have moments in your life, or let's say seasons or periods in your life, where you're more in touch with it. It may be a sport, it may be an activity, it may be a certain relationship or a certain hobby that really grounds you, that brings you back into your center. Like I said, Cancer is this energy that pulls you back into your center. When you start lacking this kind of activity or hobby or anything that grounds you, you start to feel ungrounded. And right now we're in a time where you're making your foundation more stable. So then after this full moon, you will be able to build on it. You're going to the next level. I've talked in one of my previous videos about this, moving to the next level. The title is What the Heck is Happening to Us, where I talk about moving to the next level. But many times when we are moving to the next level, we need to let go of something from the past that is outdated. And we need to recognize what on this level is grounding us. Because maybe something that worked for you in the past doesn't work for you anymore. Maybe you had certain sports that worked for you in the past, but right now they don't work for you anymore. Maybe you're noticing that it's not about following a workout plan so much anymore as it is to be more spontaneous, or vice versa. Maybe before you've been more spontaneous and right now you need more organized plan. Whatever it is, it's about making this kind of changes in activities that ground you. Something that I did just a few days ago was I've organized my schedule, because that's something that grounds me. So I've organized it very, very precisely, because I'm a creative person and I can dive into many different ideas about many different projects, but I'm also very prone to distraction. I can easily go on my phone and lose myself in scrolling. I have this kind of weaknesses. So I've noticed to strengthen it, I need to organize my schedule, and then I will have more time for doing my work, for doing content, for doing creative projects like painting and things like that. And as I did this, I felt more grounded. I felt more relaxed, more at ease, and I've noticed actually I have so much more time than I thought. So this was one thing that I did, and it helped me so much. Then another thing when it comes to this full moon energy right now is to seek or to look for the truth in your vulnerability. Cancer is this very protective sign. It's a water sign, so it's constantly like changing its form, right? And this influence is very strong on us, because at these times we become more vulnerable. We become more open, like we would open the shell and we would firstly notice more deeply what is happening with us, where we are truthful, where we are in certain type of denial, where we are lying to ourselves, where we are holding ourselves back, and what would happen if we would become even more truthful. So this is something you may be noticing. Maybe have you been noticing in these recent days that out of a sudden you became more vulnerable? So many times when we become more vulnerable, it feels like everything becomes more annoying. Like you go out into a public or you're at your job and everything is bothering you more deeply. You become more sensitive. And sometimes people think at those times that there's something wrong with them. But I often look at sensitivity as like your antenna is more intensified. Your antenna for energy. You sense energy around you, you sense energy within you, you sense ideas more deeply. And of course, if it's not controlled or if it's not recognized, you will look at it as a weakness. But if you learn to balance yourself, you balance yourself the way that you firstly learn to balance your feminine and masculine energies. If feminine energies are energies of the soft work, the playful work, the creative work, the work of intuition, the spiritual work, very important things, very necessary things for existence and evolution. But we need to balance them with the masculine energy, which is energy of being organized, of doing hard work, of being productive, of having discipline, of having focus. When we balance these two energies, our body will already feel more, firstly, in tune with us. We become more individualized. When we become more individualized, we can detach from the collective when we choose to. We start to feel less drained by external energies because we hold space within ourselves for our internal energy, our individual energy. And then you notice what grounds you, and you also need to have an outlet. So these are two important things. What grounds you? It can be a sport, it can be a hobby, it can be a relationship, it can be nature, it can be any kind of movement. This is then for managing yourself, for letting go of stress, for releasing the past. And then you need to also have an outlet. Outlet helps us to manage our mind, to kind of let things go through words, through writing, through drawing, through painting, expressing our mind. Sometimes an outlet can also be dancing, because in dancing you're expressing your body. But something I've noticed in my life is that I need to have different types of outlets. It depends on how complex your creative mind can be. For me, I've noticed I need to have an outlet for expression of my mind through words. I love to make messages. But I also love to paint. I love to express my visual perception, like my imagination. So I also love to paint. And sometimes I love to organize stuff, because this is my weakness. And when I start, for example, organizing the space around me, it really grounds me. It really puts me into a focused state. So this is how I'm dealing with this kind of energies. And at the time of full moons like this, at this time I sense it very deeply. So I've sensed like it's time to have like more time to spend more time with Maya, my partner, with my friends. And I've been creating more, I've been resting more, and it just put me back into my center. As I've been resting, I've been also meditating a lot, and in meditation I've been reflecting, like, am I happy with everything that's going on in my life? Would I change something? If I would change something, what do I need to let go of so I can start doing something new? And it led me into deep reflection. Am I truthful towards myself? And things like that. So these are all the topics right now. You may dive a bit deeper. And as I said, the vision that I saw for this full moon, the bird coming back into its nest, this is the wisdom that comes to us in stillness many times. So when I said to you, be aware how many times you're lying to yourself, and what would happen if at those times you would actually go a bit deeper into what is the truth behind the reason why you need to lie to yourself. Because we are all living in a certain type of denial many times. We're all lying to ourselves to a certain degree. And in order to level up, you need to embody the truth. You need to notice your truth and test it out. See what happens when you express it. If you're not satisfied with your life, be truthful towards yourself and see what could you change. That's how you release the old patterns. Another theme, releasing old patterns right now, my friends. This is a perfect time. So this full moon to me is very powerful because it was like, until 3 days ago, the energy was very productive, and then suddenly I've started sensing something else. And the first day I couldn't tell what it is. I've just noticed it's a change. And then Maya said to me, do you feel there's something different? Like, what is happening? And then I dive deeper and I reflect, and yeah, it's this full moon. It's tonight, so rest deeply and peacefully, have an intention, and take time for introspection. Take time for your family, my friends. Send them love, hug them, give them kisses, say thanks to them for bringing you here. And also, yes, for reminding yourself that, well, who would you be without them? I know some of you may have very tough relationship with your family. So sometimes it's not your blood family, it's your soul family, right? Who would you be without them? So don't think your family is only people that you have a blood connection. Sometimes your family is your best friend. Sometimes your family is your mentor. Sometimes your family is your favorite author. Sometimes your family is someone on the other side of the world that changed your life, right? Just think about who would you be without them. Say thanks to them and see if there is an inspiration that is maybe shaping you, that you want to become more like them. And in order to become more like them, see what could you change in your life. This is a very beautiful time. Also, many exciting things may happen around the family or around the business, around your job opportunities. I have another friend that just, I think 2 days ago, got 2 very big job opportunities. He was like, what the heck is going on? Like, all of a sudden, all these incredible opportunities. And yes, things like that may be happening during this time. So stay grounded and take time to rest. And yes, take care of your vision for the future, because what is happening right now is that life is helping you to peel off the old layers, because there's something so much more powerful that is coming through. And you're feeling it. You're feeling like your wings are slowly opening. You're still learning how to fly, but slowly you are initiating the fly into that new you that's exciting, powerful, and liberating. So yeah, maybe right now is the time when you're going into the cave, resting a little bit, preparing for what's coming. Every time we feel that there's, this kind of energy that feels exhausting, that feels draining, we need to ask ourselves for what we are getting prepared, for what we are resting right now. Usually it's a sign that something big is coming and we need to be prepared. So take time and rest, take time and rejuvenate, reflect, be intentional, and know that you're guided. Okay? You're guided, my friend. I will leave you here. I hope you found great value in this message. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Thanks to everyone for choosing to support my art on our store, AttractPassion.com. You can find my original paintings, prints of my art, some other products. Go and check it out. And also, thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content. You're all truly appreciated. And also follow me on Instagram for daily messages and my art gallery. There are 2 different pages you will find out. Type in Attract Passion, you will find both. So give me a follow and see you in the next one. One love, my friends.